My beloved child, listen closely, for this is not by chance. Archangel Michael is beside you in this very moment, urging you to hear a truth that cannot be ignored. He says, "This is about your son." The prayers he has lifted on your behalf have reached heaven, and what is about to unfold will stir your soul deeply. Do not turn away. With every moment you remain here, you step further into the revelation prepared specifically for you. My child, your name is being spoken in the courts of heaven. Forces that worked in secret against you desired your fall, but Michael has raised his sword as your defense. Do you sense that heaviness in your chest? That feeling is not random. It is the sign that movement has begun. Beloved, if these words are stirring you, pause and subscribe now, because what follows is more than information. It is the unfolding of destiny placed directly before you, and you cannot afford to miss the next word God is releasing into your life. Michael says a storm has been gathering around your family. Your son has been standing between danger and your life, praying for your protection. Very soon, the response to those prayers will arrive right at your door. Remain here. Do not leave this message, because the one who walks away risks missing the moment when heaven reveals what has been hidden. Every word ahead carries a piece of the miracle you have been longing for. My child, time is pressing and you must hear this through to the end. Within these words rests the key to restoring what was taken from you. Do not scroll away. Do not let your attention drift. This is the appointed moment heaven selected for you. Archangel Michael has been battling on behalf of your name, and tonight truth is being unveiled. He repeats, "This is about your son." His tears, his prayers, his quiet pleas spoken when no one else was listening were never overlooked. Beloved, do you realize how many nights your son spoke your name before heaven? How many times angels leaned in, carrying his words upward? What approaches is not small. It is a powerful shaking, a miracle wrapped in thunder, and it is nearer than you think. Stay present. Do not lose this moment, because missing even a single line could cause you to overlook the sign God prepared just for you. Listen carefully now. Michael is extending a letter sealed with fire, bearing your family's name. No one else can open it. What it contains will transform sorrow into joy, lack into overflow, fear into strength. Do not step away. Do not hurry. Every sentence you hear is a seed being sown into your future. My beloved, those who opposed you believed your prayers had been silenced. They assumed delay would defeat you, but heaven does not forget. Michael's sword is unsheathed, and no secret plan can endure under divine light. Your son's prayers have already caused movement in the heavens. Even now, angels are in motion and the answer is advancing toward you. Archangel Michael warns that ignoring this message invites confusion again. So remain alert, remain listening, remain open. Heaven reassures you, saying, "Do not fear. What was once sealed is about to be released. You will not come away empty. The one who interceded for you will soon witness the answer to his prayers with his own eyes." Do you sense the atmosphere shifting? Do you feel the pressure easing? That is not imagination. That is the hand of God at work. The page is turning. The season of delay is ending. A chapter of restoration is beginning, and this promise is not for another. It is for you. You have wept. You have waited. You have asked when relief would come. Heaven's response is now. But Michael says do not stop listening, because the full truth continues to unfold. If this word is stirring your spirit, subscribe now, because heaven will keep releasing more. Do not let silence rob you of this moment. There is still more to hear. Your son's prayers formed a wall around you. Every word he spoke became a brick of protection, guarding you from attacks you never saw. How many times should you have fallen but didn't? How many doors should have closed yet remained open? It was not coincidence. It was his voice, Michael's sword, and God's mercy working together. Now comes the shaking. And when it settles, truth alone will remain. Masks will drop. Deception will be exposed. Those who doubted will watch you rise. Stay until the end, because Archangel Michael says the next sign will come in threes. Watch closely. It will appear unexpectedly, and when it does, you will recognize heaven's voice. My child, you were never forgotten. Your prayers were not lost. Your waiting had purpose. Every tear was gathered. Every word was recorded. Every cry received an answer. This is the hour of unfolding, the moment of sudden miracles, and your son will witness it firsthand. Be still now and receive this final truth. What you are hearing is not ordinary. Archangel Michael has remained at the edge of your destiny without looking away. He says, this is about your son and the prayers he lifted when you had no strength to speak. His faith, when yours faltered, reached the throne of God. This is why you are still standing. This is why harm did not take you. This is why doors stayed open when they should have closed, and why opportunities returned after delay. What you thought was chance was the echo of a child's prayer and the shield of Michael's sword preserving you. There were moments you nearly surrendered. Times when your heart asked what the point was anymore. But in those very hours, your son's voice rose like incense. His tears nourished the soil of your breakthrough. Each prayer dispatched angels, and unseen battles were fought on your behalf. Even now, heaven declares that those prayers are loosening blessings once bound. Soon the ground beneath you will tremble under the weight of answered petitions, and what has been held back will finally step forward. You cannot afford to miss this moment, because the unfolding has already begun. If you turn away now, you risk losing sight of the sign when it appears. Beloved, Archangel Michael declares that the season of silence has ended. The enemy tried to convince you that nothing was happening, that both your prayers and your son's prayers disappeared into the air. Heaven exposes that lie. Every word was preserved. Every breath of longing was recorded. And now, in this appointed season, those records are being opened before God's throne. You have been marked for restoration and chosen for renewal. The delay was never rejection. It was preparation. Though the waiting left bruises on your spirit, it also refined your faith. The miracle is nearer now than it has ever been, and it will not arrive quietly. It will be seen, undeniable, and remembered. There were nights when you nearly surrendered. There were days when your heart questioned the purpose of continuing. But in those very hours, your son's voice rose like incense. His tears nourished the ground of your miracle. Each time he prayed for you, an angel was sent, and unseen battles were fought on your behalf. Even now, as these words reach you, heaven bears witness that his prayers are loosening blessings that were once bound. Soon the ground beneath your feet will tremble under the weight of answered petitions. Do not miss this hour, for the process is already in motion. If you turn away now, you may overlook the sign when it arrives. Beloved, Archangel Michael repeats that the silence has been broken. The enemy wanted you to believe nothing was moving, that every prayer vanished without effect. Heaven rejects that deception. Every word was counted. Every sigh was written. And now those records are being brought forward before God. You are marked for restoration and chosen for renewal. The waiting was not denial but preparation. Though it wounded your heart, it strengthened your faith. The miracle stands closer than ever, and it will not be hidden. It will be public, undeniable, and unforgettable. My child, listen with discernment. The days ahead will reveal true intentions. Some who smiled openly carried hidden plans against you. Some who appeared helpful secretly hoped for your fall. But Michael's sword has torn away the covering, and what was concealed will come into the light. Do not be startled when masks drop and truth shakes the ground around you. This shaking is not meant to destroy you, but to separate you from voices that blocked your miracle. Through it all, your son's prayers will guide you, revealing which paths to choose, whom to trust, and what to release. Beloved, heaven speaks with urgency now. Michael says to remain alert, attentive, and watchful. Do not step away from this message, because every line carries the rhythm of your unfolding. What approaches your life is not small. It is generational. The answer that is coming will bless you, reach your son's future, touch your family line, and confirm to others that their prayers mattered. God has written a new chapter bearing your name, and this moment marks its beginning. Stand firm, because the miracle is already at your door. My child, you have carried more weight than anyone realized. Still, you kept moving forward even when the ground felt unstable beneath you. Heaven has observed every step, and none of your tears were overlooked. Michael says that when you believed your voice was fading, your son was speaking your name before God. That is why you remain standing today. That is why darkness never consumed you. His prayers became your anchor when the storm threatened to overwhelm you, and his faith lit a flame when the night felt unbearable. Now heaven has declared that the season of waiting is ending. The storm that once seemed ready to destroy you will become the rain that nourishes your blessing. Do not minimize what is taking place around you. Though the full picture is not yet visible, angels are already positioned. Every prayer your son lifted became a seed planted in heaven's soil. For a time it appeared dormant, but now the ground is breaking open and fruit is emerging. This fruit is not ordinary. It is abundant, overflowing, beyond what you imagined. God says you expected to endure, but you were called to flourish. You anticipated limited relief, but a wave of restoration has been prepared. That wave is already forming, and it will reach your home. You have felt the sting of betrayal. You have known the pain of those who smiled outwardly while desiring your downfall. This wound cut deeply, because you wished them no harm. Yet they built hidden traps against you. Archangel Michael has witnessed every scheme, and his sword has cut through their deception. What they planned in secret will be exposed, and the snares they set will entangle them instead. Do not fear this exposure. It is not meant to disgrace you but to liberate you. God declares that what was done in secrecy will be proclaimed openly, but my child will not be destroyed. My child will be lifted. There is a shift occurring within your bloodline. Beloved, your son's prayers have opened a doorway for generational blessing. Patterns of loss, cycles of delay, and chains of fear are being broken. At first, you will notice it in small ways: unexpected opportunities, peace replacing anxiety, strength where weakness once ruled. Then the shift will expand, and you will see that what was taken from your family is being restored in multiplied measure. Your son will witness this, and his faith will grow, because he will know his prayers carried weight in heaven. My beloved child, the time of being hidden has ended. For so long you felt unseen, unheard, as if forgotten. You questioned whether heaven still knew your name, whether God still noticed your tears. But Michael says, not a single tear was wasted. Not one cry was overlooked. Every moment was recorded, and now the records are being opened. These records carry your name, your struggles, and the victories that are still ahead. Heaven has declared that restoration belongs to you, and no power on earth or in darkness can stop what God has already signed with His own hand. Be ready, because the answer will come suddenly. It will not arrive according to your schedule, but it will come exactly on God's timing. One moment it will feel like nothing has changed, and in the next, the door will swing open and what you have been praying for will stand right in front of you. This is why Archangel Michael says, remain watchful. Do not give up now, because you are closer to breakthrough than you have ever been. The enemy's final weapon is discouragement. His last strategy is to convince you that nothing will happen. But the truth is the complete opposite. You are standing at the very edge of the miracle, and the enemy knows it. That is why the pressure has felt heavier, the waiting more painful, and the silence louder. Your dawn is rising, and darkness is always at its thickest just before the sun breaks through. My beloved child, the season of hiddenness is over. For too long you felt unseen and unheard. You wondered if heaven still remembered you, if God still counted your tears. But Michael says, not one tear was wasted. Not one cry was ignored. Every moment was written down, and now the books are opening. They hold your name, your battles, and the victories yet to come. Heaven has decreed restoration as your portion, and nothing in heaven or on earth can block what God has already approved. Prepare yourself, because the answer will arrive without warning. It will not follow your timing, but it will arrive perfectly on God's clock. One moment will feel unchanged, and the next moment everything will shift as the door opens wide and the answer you sought stands before you. This is why Archangel Michael says, stay alert. Do not give up now, because you are closer to breakthrough than ever before. Discouragement is the enemy's last attempt. He wants you to believe that nothing is happening. But you are standing right at the entrance of the miracle, and the enemy is aware of it. That is why the wait increased, the delays hurt more, and the silence felt overwhelming. Your morning is about to break, and the night always feels longest just before daylight. Beloved, heaven is arranging signs around you. Michael says, watch for the patterns of 3. Watch for sudden alignments. Watch for the same message repeating when you least expect it. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. God is weaving patterns into your life to show you the miracle is real and the blessing is on its way. Notice the quiet whispers, the repeated numbers, the unexpected encounters. Each one is a thread being woven into your testimony. When the tapestry is complete, you will be amazed. You will see how every detail connected to bring you to this moment. Your son's prayers are not only covering you, they are preparing the path ahead. This path is filled with light. Though shadows may still exist, they cannot reach you. Michael goes before you, his sword burning with fire, cutting away every snare, every trap, every obstacle that once slowed you down. Movement will come faster now. The delays are breaking. What once required years will take months. What once took months will take days. And some miracles will arrive in a single night. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not ignore the early signs, because they are proof that heaven is already at work. The full miracle is forming, and like the dawn, it begins with a faint glow before the sky ignites with light. Soon no one will be able to deny God's hand on your life. Stay close. Stay ready. Stay believing. The shaking will pass, and when it does, only truth and blessing will remain. My child, the Spirit says, do not grow weary in this moment. Though the battle has been intense, the victory already carries your name. Archangel Michael has not left your side for a single moment, and heaven's shield has been stretched across your path. You wondered why you were still standing after everything that came against you. The truth is this: your son's prayers have been pillars holding up the structure of your destiny. When storms rose higher than your strength, those unseen prayers became your foundation. This is not coincidence. This is not ordinary. It is divine orchestration, and you are living inside its unfolding. Every delay you experienced was not punishment, but preparation. You asked why doors opened and then closed again. You asked why opportunities slipped away just as you reached for them. The answer was not rejection, it was timing. God was shaping the ground beneath you. He was strengthening the foundation and aligning the right people for the right season. Now that season has arrived. Heaven says the time has come for doors to stay open, for opportunities to remain in your hands, and for blessings to take root so they cannot be stolen. You will recognize it because it will come with peace. Not striving. Not endless struggle. A peace that cannot be shaken will confirm that it is real. Beloved, Michael cautions you not to ignore the unseen warfare around your family. While you carried burdens in the natural, forces in the spirit tried to form cycles of destruction. They wanted patterns of loss to repeat in your bloodline. They tried to pass fear down like an inheritance, but your son's prayers rose up as a wall of fire against it. His voice became a weapon in the unseen realm, and heaven did not treat his words lightly. Now the cycles are snapping apart. What once moved through your family as sorrow is being exchanged for joy. What was lost over many years is being restored in a single season, and this restoration will echo forward into generations yet to come. Do not believe the pain was meaningless. Every night you cried was documented. Every question left unanswered was recorded. Now God Himself is turning the pages of your story and declaring that this chapter has ended. The wilderness stops here. The blessing starts here. What is coming will be too great to hide. Those who mocked will see it. Those who doubted will witness it. Those who worked against you will be silenced by it. Michael says, do not be intimidated by their faces or their voices, because the hand of God will speak louder than all of them. You may feel unready for what is about to arrive, but heaven says you are far more prepared than you realize. The hardships you endured were never meant to destroy you. They were shaping you. They refined your faith. They built endurance inside you. They forced you to stand when nothing around you made sense. Now those same strengths will carry you into what is next. This blessing is not delicate. It will not collapse under pressure. It has already been proven in the fire, and it will last. This is why you cannot stop now. This is why you cannot step away from this word. To stop here would be to leave just before the harvest breaks through the ground. To quit now would be to walk away as the rain is finally falling. Michael says, remain alert. Listen for the whispers. Watch for the sudden signs. Heaven is placing confirmations along your path. You will hear the same words repeated in unexpected places. You will notice numbers appearing again and again with precision. You will meet people by what seems like coincidence, only to realize later they were appointed connections. These are not accidents. They are evidence. God is making it unmistakably clear that He is directing this season. When everything finally comes together, you will see that nothing was random and every detail carried purpose. You may still feel unready for what is approaching, but heaven insists you are prepared. The trials you survived were not meant to crush you. They trained you. They strengthened your belief. They taught you how to remain standing when logic failed you. Those very qualities will now escort you into the new season. This blessing is not weak. It will not fracture under strain. It has already endured the heat, and it will remain. This is exactly why you cannot turn back now. This is why you cannot abandon the word. Leaving now would mean stepping away just before the harvest is gathered. Giving up now would mean turning aside just as the downpour begins. Michael says, stay attentive. Notice the quiet signals. Heaven is marking your way with confirmations. You will hear familiar phrases surface again without warning. You will see numbers repeat with accuracy. You will cross paths with people who seem accidental at first, but later you will recognize their purpose. These moments are proof. God is removing every reason to doubt that He is orchestrating this time. When the picture becomes clear, you will understand that every piece mattered. Beloved, your sons' prayers have reached fulfillment. For years they rose like smoke from an altar, and now heaven is answering with fire. That fire is not meant to destroy. It is meant to transform. It is the sign that the season of waiting is closing. Heaven's fire will touch what looked lifeless, and life will rise suddenly. Dreams you thought were dead will breathe again. Opportunities that were sealed shut will reopen. Answers that were silent will thunder forth. This is not another repeating cycle. This is the shift. From this point forward, your steps will lead into growth, into abundance, into restoration. You will also begin to see changes in your relationships. Those who are meant to remain will draw nearer. Those who were never truly aligned with you will quietly fade away. Do not grieve their absence, because this separation is necessary. God is removing what could not withstand your blessing. He is creating space for those who will honor what He is doing. Michael says, do not hold on to what is falling away. Release it, and my hand will become clear to you. The shaking may feel unsettling, but it is required, because only what is rooted in truth will still be standing when this season settles. Prepare your heart for joy that arrives without warning. You have lived so long in survival mode that you nearly forgot what real joy feels like. But God says you will laugh again. You will wake up with peace again. You will move without fear again. This will not be temporary. It will remain, because it comes from His hand. Do not hesitate to receive it. Do not undermine it by doubting its reality. If heaven has written it into your story, no one has the authority to erase it. My child, there is a sacred urgency pressing in this moment. You sense it, that weight in your chest, that steady stirring in your spirit. This is not imagination. It is heaven drawing near, calling your name with intensity. Archangel Michael stands before you with a word that refuses to release you. He says, the prayers spoken from your son's lips have become arrows in the heavens. They have pierced the darkness. They have cut through the clouds. They have reached the throne of God. Nothing can stop the answer now. Nothing can restrain the blessing that has already been signed and sealed with divine fire. My beloved, do not drift away from this message. For if you remain until the end, every hidden truth will be uncovered before you. There were moments when you truly believed you had been left behind. You questioned why the weight fell on you alone, why betrayal kept finding its way into your life, why doors slammed shut exactly when you needed relief the most. Yet the truth is this: you were never abandoned. Michael says that in those darkest hours, angels surrounded you like a watchful army in the night. You could not see them, but they steadied you when despair bent your head low. They gathered your tears and carried them upward as sacred offerings. And your son, yes, your son, stood in the gap, speaking your name before God, forming a shield around you without even realizing the strength of his prayers. That shield has held firm, and now it is releasing something far greater than you ever imagined possible. Beloved one, none of the pain you endured was wasted. Every delayed season, every sleepless night, every question that went unanswered was shaping a testimony too powerful to be ignored. God has not forgotten you. Now He is gathering every broken fragment of your past and weaving it into a crown of honor. What once brought you shame will become what gives you strength. The betrayal that nearly crushed you will stand as proof of God's vindication. The silence that once drained your spirit will become the backdrop for His thunder. Michael says the silence is lifting. The storm is passing. The answer is approaching. And when it arrives, you will understand that nothing you endured was in vain. Even now, the Spirit is revealing what was hidden. Masks are beginning to slip. Those who smiled in your presence while speaking against you in secret are being exposed. Do not fear this unveiling. It is not meant to harm you, it is meant to protect you. God is removing false voices so the true ones can remain. Some connections will end abruptly. Some doors will close without warning. Do not grieve them. Do not chase after what is leaving. Michael says, pruning must come before fruit can grow. Release what is false, and what is real will rise with strength. Beloved, your son's prayers have opened a generational doorway. You may not fully see it yet, but the atmosphere of your bloodline is shifting. Where heaviness once lingered, light will now flow. Where loss once repeated itself, abundance will begin to multiply. Where fear once directed your steps, courage will take root. God is not only answering on your behalf, He is answering for your children and for generations still to come. This is why the battle felt so intense. This is why the pressure nearly broke you. The blessing is not small, it is generational. The enemy tried to stop it before it could begin, but he failed. Michael's sword has severed the cords, and the gate of blessing now stands open. Prepare yourself for sudden confirmations. In the days ahead, you will notice repeated numbers, recurring words, familiar moments appearing again and again. These are not coincidences. They are heaven's fingerprints, reminding you that the promise is already moving. When you recognize them, do not ignore them. Whisper back, I see you, God. I receive this. That response will strengthen your faith and sharpen your vision, aligning your steps with what heaven is unfolding. Do not overlook the small confirmations. They are evidence that the greater miracle is already alive. Beloved, the Spirit declares that you will not merely survive this season. You will rise from it. You will stand firmer, speak with greater authority, and walk with a freedom you have never known before. The chains of yesterday will no longer cling to you, for Michael has shattered them. The betrayals that once replayed in your thoughts will lose their grip, as God writes a new memory upon your heart. The long silence you endured will be replaced by the rumble of answered prayers drawing near. Soon it will break forth like lightning, and you will stand in awe of what God has done. So remain, my child. Stay to the very end. Do not step away. Do not quiet this word. Do not dismiss this fire. The longer you remain, the more heaven is able to pour into you. The blessing is not partial, it is complete. The miracle is not unfinished, it is whole. And the story is not incomplete, it is ready to unfold. Michael says, tell them not to fear, not to doubt, not to quit, because the hour of shaking is turning into the hour of rising. Your name has been written into the scroll of blessing, and that ink cannot be erased. My child, receive this with the deepest part of your spirit. These are not ordinary words. They are light for your path in the midnight hour. Archangel Michael has not stopped speaking your name in the courts of heaven. Even when you questioned your own worth, even when you doubted that anything good remained for you, heaven saw you as chosen, valued, and essential. You were never overlooked. You were never forgotten. You were never erased. There is a book bearing your name, and every page that once appeared filled with loss and confusion is now being rewritten with hope and victory. This is why the storms were allowed to rise with such force, because the enemy recognized the next chapter before you ever saw it and tried to persuade you it would never arrive. But Michael's blade has guarded the scroll of your future, and now that chapter is opening right in front of you. Beloved, you traveled through valleys where the shadows felt endless and hope felt fragile. Yet not a single step was wasted. God counted every one, marked every moment, and used them to build your strength. There were nights you cried into the darkness, whispering words you believed went unheard. But heaven was attentive. Angels documented every breath, and your son's prayers added weight to each cry. Those prayers became keys, unlocking doors you never even knew were there. Now doors hidden for years are swinging open, and behind them is the restoration of what was taken. You thought the story had ended, but God says He is only beginning. Beloved, focus now, because Michael announces a season of unveiling. Every false smile, every concealed weapon, every quiet betrayal is being brought into the open. Do not fear this unveiling, because it is mercy in motion. God is removing what was toxic so the blessing can flow without mixture. There were people you believed you needed who were draining your strength. There were places you thought were home that never matched your calling. God is taking them away not to harm you, but to release you. Michael says, do not hold on to what is departing. When you let go, His hand will become clearer than ever. The pruning stings, yes, but the harvest that follows will make you forget the pain. Beloved, you are standing at the threshold of sudden wonders. Heaven's clock has struck a new hour, and the answers you waited for are no longer postponed. In the coming days, opportunities may arrive so quickly you will question if it is real. But you are not dreaming. You are harvesting. The prayers, the tears, the patience, the endurance all watered this moment. God says He will restore the years that were consumed, return the joy sorrow drained away, and repay double for every loss. Beloved, be ready for the unexpected, because miracles are about to arrive without warning. You may ask why it is happening now and not before. Beloved, the delay was never punishment. It was alignment. Seeds cannot bloom in winter, and blessings cannot flow before their appointed season. You were not overlooked. You were protected. If the blessing had arrived too early, the wrong hands would have taken it, the wrong voices would have twisted it, and your heart would not have been prepared to carry it. But now you are ready. Your son's prayers have softened the ground. Michael's sword has cleared the way. Heaven's timing has aligned, and the miracle will not be held back any longer. Beloved child, ready yourself for divinely arranged meetings. In the days ahead, you will encounter people who appear unfamiliar yet carry keys to your future. You will hear words spoken by others that feel as though they were crafted specifically for you. You will step into places you never intended to go and discover doors that only you can open. These are not coincidences. They are orchestrations. Heaven is threading connections with precision. And if you remain alert, you will see the pattern. Michael says, do not dismiss these moments. They are signs of unfolding and evidence of the promise. Beloved, your life is entering a season where even your critics cannot deny God's hand. Those who mocked will observe. Those who doubted will witness. Those who cursed will be silenced. Not by your effort, but by God's. The blessing will be so visible, so undeniable, that it will speak louder than any accusation. Do not exhaust yourself defending your name, because the fruit of the miracle will defend you. Heaven has declared your vindication, and no earthly voice can overpower it. Beloved, the Spirit urges you to stay near to the word and the whisper. This is not the hour to drift or grow careless. The miracle is close, and so is distraction. The enemy knows he cannot cancel the blessing, so he will attempt to make you miss it through doubt or weariness. Michael says remain alert, remain grounded, remain believing. Every word you are hearing now is part of the shield guarding your focus. Do not step away before the fullness is released. The heavens are heavy with promises waiting to pour into your life, and you must not leave now. Michael says the shaking has reached its height, but it was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to remove what never truly belonged to you. You cried over what departed. You pleaded for doors that would not open. But soon you will understand that what fell away made room for what will remain. What is coming will stay. What is arriving will endure. And when it does, you will see clearly that every storm, every delay, every tear was leading you to this moment of unfolding. But what you could not see back then was this truth: everything that left your life was removed because it would have corrupted what God was preparing. Every rejection, every sudden ending, every painful separation was not loss, it was protection. Even in the moments you felt abandoned, heaven was preserving you. Beloved, you were never being punished. You were being prepared. Can you sense how the atmosphere around you feels different now that shift is real? It is not emotion or imagination. It is the result of prayers rising and answers descending. Your son's prayers formed a covering so strong that the storms meant to destroy you could not break through. Each time he spoke your name before God, angels were released to guard what was ahead of you. Each tear he shed became fire in the spirit, building walls around your destiny. You believed you survived because of your strength, but the truth is you survived because heaven refused to release you. Michael himself stood watch, and no weapon aimed at you was allowed to succeed. This is the season when hidden prayers become visible results. The barriers that kept your blessing back are breaking apart. The restraints holding down your promise are snapping. The answers that once felt delayed are now rushing toward you with unstoppable force. God says changes will come suddenly. Shifts will happen quickly. Breakthroughs will arrive without warning. One day will look like struggle, and the next will look like fulfillment. You will barely have time to question it because the movement will be so fast. Heaven is accelerating what was once delayed, and when it moves, it will not crawl. It will surge. But hear this carefully, my child, not everyone will rejoice when your breakthrough becomes clear. Some will grow quiet. Some will become distant. Some will show a coldness you never expected. Do not let this disturb your peace. Michael says their reaction reveals their heart. Let them step away without resistance. They were never meant to walk with you into what comes next. God is clearing the wrong voices so the right ones can surround you. This pruning hurts, yes, but it is necessary. The promise arriving in your life is too pure to be contaminated by jealousy or false loyalty. There is an inheritance waiting for you, and it is deeper than material things. Your son's prayers opened a vault in heaven that carries blessings marked with your name. Some of these blessings were meant for generations before you but were never received. Because you endured, because you did not give up, because those prayers touched the throne, heaven is releasing them now. You are not only receiving for yourself. You are receiving for your bloodline. The cycles of delay are breaking, and restoration will flow beyond you into your children and their children. This river will not dry up. God is placing signs along your path so you will know this is real. Watch the patterns that repeat. Notice the words that come back again and again. Pay attention to the numbers that appear more than once. These are not random. They are heaven's signals saying, I am present. I am active. I am moving. When you notice them, respond quietly with faith. Say, I receive. That simple agreement strengthens the flow. Do not doubt it away. Do not brush it aside. These small confirmations are the first pages of a powerful testimony. Now prepare your heart, beloved, because what is coming requires room. Release the bitterness you have carried. Let go of the anger born from old betrayals. Lay down the fear that convinced you tomorrow would look like yesterday. You cannot enter the new season holding the weight of the old one. Michael says your hands must be empty to receive what heaven is giving. The moment you release it, you will feel lighter. Freer. Ready. And when the blessing arrives, you will be able to hold it without fear of losing it. You are about to laugh again, and this laughter will surprise you. It will not be forced. It will not fade quickly. It will rise from deep within you like water breaking through dry ground. Joy will feel natural again. God says the night season is ending. Ashes are being exchanged for beauty. Heaviness is being lifted and replaced with praise. When you laugh, it will be proof that darkness did not win. That joy will mark a turning point, and those around you will recognize that something new has been written over your life. So remain alert and stay faithful, because while the enemy cannot cancel the blessing, he will try to distract you. He will use noise, fear, and discouragement to blur your focus. But Michael's sword has already struck down those plans. Stay anchored in the promise. Stay aligned with this flow of revelation. Do not turn away yet, because the final words carry the key to the next door. And when that door opens, beloved, it will not shut again. My child, the hour is shifting right now, and heaven is leaning close. What was once distant is now near. What was once delayed is now moving. And what was once hidden is about to be revealed in your life in a way that cannot be denied. And you must not miss the weight of what is unfolding right now, because this is not a small shift or a passing moment. Archangel Michael is standing as a watchman at the gates of your destiny, and his voice is not gentle in this hour, it is thunderous. He declares that this season will not finish the way it started. The sorrow you carried will not move forward with you. The delays that tested you will not follow you. The betrayal that wounded you will not poison your future. What lies ahead is holy ground, and the steps you are about to take will feel unfamiliar because they are steps you have never taken before. This is why your heart has been restless and your spirit unsettled. Heaven has been stirring you, preparing you to enter a chapter you did not even know had been written in your name. Beloved one, understand this clearly, the prayers of your son did more than sustain you, they redirected your entire story. When he whispered your name before God, those words became fire on the altar. They ignited movements in the heavens you could not see with natural eyes. What you interpreted as silence was not neglect, it was strategy. While you waited, angels were being positioned. While you cried, pathways were being cleared. While you felt overlooked, the foundation of your blessing was being laid brick by brick. Now the walls are standing, the covering is set, and the home of your miracle is ready to be revealed. Do not doubt this moment, because even now signs are beginning to surround you, quietly confirming that heaven has moved. Listen carefully, my beloved, the reason the warfare has intensified is because the breakthrough is closer than it has ever been. The enemy knows he cannot stop what God has approved, so his last attempt was to weaken you before you arrived. He wanted to cloud your vision so you would miss the miracle when it appeared. But Michael says the veil is lifting. The scales are falling. Clarity is returning to your spirit. You will recognize it. You will not overlook it. You will not walk past it. The very thing you have prayed for will stand before you, and deep within you, your spirit will know this is the answer. God also says this season carries vindication, not just blessing. There were voices that mocked your pain and judged your silence. They mistook your waiting for weakness. But God declares that He will prepare a table before you in their presence. He will lift you where they tried to press you down. He will crown you where they once laughed. And when the blessing arrives, it will be so visible and so undeniable that even those who opposed you will have no choice but to acknowledge that the hand of God has rested on your life. Prepare your mind as well as your heart, because what is coming will not resemble anything from your past. It will not fit old patterns or familiar expectations. It will be new, fresh, and holy. Do not try to compare it to what you lost or measure it against former seasons. God says He is doing a new thing, and it will spring forth suddenly. The past cannot contain it. Old thinking cannot define it. Only faith can receive it fully. This word carries urgency, beloved, and wisdom is required. Be careful who you share your vision with. Not every ear can carry your promise. Not every heart can celebrate your breakthrough. Michael warns you to guard what heaven has placed in you until it is fully revealed. Do not place it in the hands of those who would twist it or trample it. When the fruit becomes visible, it will speak for itself. Your miracle will become your testimony, and no argument will stand against what can clearly be seen. This is also a deep season of inner restoration, because you have carried wounds no one else noticed. You smiled while bearing invisible weight. You wondered if healing was still possible, if peace could ever last, if joy would ever feel natural again. God says He is binding those wounds, restoring your soul, and breathing life back into what was broken. This blessing will not only be external. It will be internal. Heaviness will lift. Fear will loosen its grip. Rest will return. Joy will rise like a river that cannot be restrained. Watch closely for the signs heaven is leaving, the threes, the repetitions, the confirmations that appear when you least expect them. These are not coincidences. They are markers along the road. Michael says he will not allow you to walk blindly. He is placing signs so you know you are on the right path. Each one is a whisper of God's presence. Each confirmation is proof that heaven is walking with you. When you look back later, you will see the entire journey was lined with them. My child, this shift is larger than your own life, it reaches into your family and your bloodline. The chains broken in this season will not be rebuilt. The curses that ended now will not return. The blessing flowing toward you will continue beyond you. This is why the battle was intense, because it was never just about you. Your endurance unlocked doors for others. Your faith laid a foundation future generations will stand upon. Heaven calls you not only chosen, but appointed. Let this final truth settle deep within you, the waiting is ending and the unfolding has begun. Do not rush it. Do not fear it. Do not doubt it. Stay present. Stay believing. Stay ready. Michael declares that when the blessing arrives, it will not whisper, it will roar. It will not trickle, it will flood. It will not pass quickly, it will endure. This is the season of restoration, and the one who prayed for you will see the answer with his own eyes.